Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atheist Sunday School.
Oh my god, fucking throwing me off.
Milwaukee Atheists presents Atheist Sunday School.
Your one-stop shop for everything Atheist Sunday.
And School, a Milwaukee Atheist production.
Yes. That's
Jesus.
Exactly.
Just add all of them in, why don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we do have a guest today.
Yes, we have a guest.
Yes, our guest is the Godless Iowan. Say hello, Godless Iowan.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Godless Iowan.
Great.
Just in case you didn't know, he said it.
Wow.
Today, there are no announcements other than, I said the word "than" really weird.
Other than...
Than. Okay, so, we obviously still have our demon summoning drive.
Yes, the demon summoning drive. We're about halfway there.
Yep, I think we're just over halfway there.
Is it the DSD?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, it is. Demon Summoning Drive. Once we hit $666, we will be summoning a demon.
Depending on the
well,
season.
we're gonna try.
And we're going to do all
gonna
the
try
stuff
to
Yeah.
as we can without
Yeah, we've got to
crazy stuff.
consult the astrological charts.
Obviously.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Though I did get some PDFs on Vedic astrology.
Okay. Are we gonna be summoning a Vedic demon?
Who knows?
Well,
Or did you just?
I was looking into it for the occult Nazism
Gotcha.
video.
Okay.
Yeah. It was some interesting stuff. They really believe in those correlations as causation.
Yeah, as is tradition.
So, are you going to be summoning a like a powerful demon, or are you going to start with like a smaller one that just like makes people have impure thoughts when they drink milk?
Well, I'm going to reference through the Lesser Key of Solomon and find ideally a demonic king or prince.
Ideally.
Ideally.
Gotta be a
because
king or prince.
You don't
if it's
want,
any less, you don't want one of those peasant demons.
you don't. Well, they actually divide it
What was
as...
the point of all this runic fortification we've gone through if we're not going to have at least a prince summoning? Come on.
Well, they categorize them in different ways, such that there's presidents, there's kings, there's princes, there's dukes.
Okay, of course.
And each of them, those are the listed named demons, and each of them is in control of, however many thousand legions of lesser demons.
Okay, that's nice. That is good to know.
Yeah.
That they have a hierarchy going on.
Yeah, they have a hierarchy, and depending on the time of day that we do it.
Oh, look at that. Bible history skeptics.
Thank you, Bible history skeptics.
Oh my god, fucking...
Sex demons or nothing.
I fucking don't have a goddamn pencil.
Lawrence.
I am blaming Chris 1 for this. Damn it.
Wow.
Blame yourself.
Yep.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
Well, you're Chris 2.
Yeah,
I know.
You're Chris 2, and Chris 1 is the guy who just donated.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chris 1.
He says sex demons or nothing.
We can get some sex demons in the
We
mix.
could summon some succubi.
Actually, I was thinking summoning nothing would be amazing.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool if we could get
Actual
some nothing.
When's the last time you guys saw The Never-Ending Story?
I don't know, but let's do a 100-point show.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
what's the main villain of The Never-Ending Story?
Wow, that was okay.
I'm
Perfect
gonna-
timing for transition there.
I'm gonna go. I don't fucking know. I've never fucking seen it.
I know this.
What's your answer?
The nothing.
It is.
Oh,
You
okay.
get 100 points.
He gets 100 points.
Yeah,
All
The
right.
nothing is the villain, and it's probably the most horrific villain in a children's movie.
Yeah, it's literally losing all your memories.
Okay. So this one, I hope you guys get. Spanish silver dollars, originally called the Spanish peso, were each worth how many Spanish reals?
10.
1 doubloon's worth?
An eighth. Hold
Okay,
on.
what? No, not Chris. You're not part of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Iowan, what's your answer?
I, I have no idea. A prostitute fart? I don't know.
The answer is 8. That's why they're called pieces of 8.
Oh, I got it right.
Oh, well, you should have said pieces of 8.
No, fucking.
I think
That
you've
would've
asked
given it away.
a
I would have
piece
given it
of-
away so easily.
I think you've asked a pieces of 8 question.
A doubloon is 2 pieces of 8. That I asked something about doubloons
What
before.
if I said 4 doubloons worth? Then would I be right?
I mean,
Yes?
yes.
Well, then
Alright.
4 doubloons worth
4
retrospect
doubloons
points.
worth.
Ruben gets 100 retrospect
Oh
points.
my god, I don't care about your stupid. Those are the most worthless points.
Yeah.
Retrospect points.
Roll retrospect points.
All right.
They're
Like
points
the,
you would have had in retrospect.
Yeah.
Like all the theoretical dollars that we get from YouTube.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're imaginary.
theoretical dollars.
Yeah. With fucking YouTube taking like 30% of it.
They're not
Yeah.
even on a traditional number line. They're on their imaginary number line.
They all end with I.
They all have an eye. Yeah.
So, okay, Iowan, what is your 100-point show question?
Okay, so how many electrons does a hydrogen atom have?
Fucking 1.
2. Normally, unless it's in a bond with something or it lost one.
Hydrogen has 1.
Yeah, hydrogen has 1. I said 1.
It depends on, if it's ionized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydrogen still seeks a bond with
Fucking
another
one.
electron.
It does. It seeks a bond, but a hydrogen atom has.
Oh, on its own?
Yeah, that's why
so-
it said hydrogen and not a hydrogen, like a hydrogen
Hydrogen
with something else.
molecule,
Yeah.
H2. Darn. Yeah. Well, Lawrence gets 100 points for that one answer.
Yeah.
Good job, Lawrence.
Fucking shit, guys. Your periodic tables.
6 prostitute farts is $3.50 American.
Is it?
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
about
sounds
right.
about right, yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
No,
Wow.
you'd buy it for $3.50.
Tree fitty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I've got the King James Version of the Bible.
I have the English Standard Version.
You
And I
forgot
have
the wheel?
NIV.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the wheel. You're right. Since it is a new month,
A new month!
yes, since it is a new month, we are having our Patreon t-shirt giveaway.
Patreon t-shirt giveaway.
Oh, stop.
Tell me when to spin the wheel.
Okay, so, Chris, how about you spin that wheel?
Okay.
Am I really the only one doing that? Come on, Ruben.
Yeah, you are.
Fucking
Hey, it's Dwayne again.
garbage. Oh, it is Dwayne again. Dwayne, you win another t-shirt.
This has to be random.
Wow.
More.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be
It
rigged.
spins.
It's fucking rigged.
Well, Landon won it all those times.
He
in a
did,
row.
but he
Yeah.
was the only person there. We have 5 people in the t-shirt giveaway.
Well, would you rather it land on Landon again?
Well, I mean, it does. I'm just surprised. That's all.
Okay, well,
That's all.
Well, it almost landed on Landon.
It almost landed on Landon. Fantastic.
Dwayne, if next month it lands on you again,
Rigged.
it's rigged.
It's
It's
rigged now.
fucking rigged.
We gotta fix it. If it's that, that'd be bad.
All right. Sorry. So that's our t-shirt giveaway.
There you go.
And Iowan, what was the version you were using?
The NIV.
Fantastic. We also have some Jewish holy scriptures. We have the New King James Version. We have the New Interpreter's Bible Old Testament Survey. We've got the Oxford Companion to the Bible.
And we have Unfolding the Deuteronomistic History by... Oh,
By Anthony Campbell and Mark O'Brien.
Also, thank you, Godless Aussie, for abandoning God.
Thank you.
thank you for abandoning God.
We always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I will begin then out of the King James Version. Chapter 19. And it was told Joab, Behold!
Behold!
Behold.
Early behold. And that's something I actually forgot to tell
Oh, I always
Iowan.
forget.
You got to shout behold every single time we come up with a
Behold!
Thank you. Fantastic.
That's what we need.
The king weepeth and mourneth for Absalom. And the victory that day was turned into mourning unto all the people. For the people heard say that day how the king was grieved for his son. And the people gat them by stealth that day into the city, as people being ashamed steal away when they flee in battle. But the king covered his face, And the king cried with a loud voice, "Oh, my son Absalom! Oh, Absalom, my son, my son!" And
You cried so loud you maxed the mic out. Like I was like, it's flashing red on the board now. Oh my God.
wow.
You're a big crier.
And Joab came into the house of the king and said, "Thou hast shamed this day the faces of all thy servants, which this day have saved thy life and the lives of thy sons and of thy daughters, and the lives of thy wives and the lives of thy concubines, in that thou lovest thine enemies and hatest thine friends. For thou hast declared this day that thou regard neither princes nor servants. For this day I perceive that if Absalom had lived, and all we had died this day, then it had pleased thee well. Now, therefore, arise, go forth, and speak comfortably unto thy servants. For I swear by the Lord, if thou go not forth, there will not tarry one with thee this night, and that will be worse unto thee than all the evil that befell thee from thy youth until now." It is a pretty hardcore,
Little speech there.
Yeah.
I like how your version started out a lot more powerful. Like the NIV just says, Joab was told the king is weeping and mourning for Absalom. Like there's no behold or anything. It's just he's weeping, he's crying.
Yeah, they like to switch out the beholds a lot because the KJV has a bunch of beholds.
Oh, there's so many more beholds in this. I counted like an extra 6 beholds in one chapter that weren't in yours.
Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer because like I want to shout behold a lot, but I also don't want to read the KJV because it's an inferior version. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's continue.
Oh, now that the government's shut down, do you think that we can say more things without getting censored?
No.
Oh,
Because the government stopped censoring people when they stopped taking the FCC seriously.
Because fucking YouTube
No, hold
still
on.
censors people.
Trump put
Chris,
an
do you
idiot.
get- Chris-
Trump put an idiot in charge of the FCC,
True. Okay.
and then YouTube was like, "We should be the FCC instead."
Chris, do you even have a mic?
Yeah. I fucking hear.
Oh, you do. Okay, good.
It's glowing. see
I
it
always
when I
have
talk.
I always have to make sure because
I mean, it's
that
on.
background noise is annoying. So,
yeah.
I
but
agree.
Wait, if the government doesn't do that, then surely the roads must have fallen into disrepair by now.
No.
Oh,
no, people,
then
people are still there's still a society, Ruben.
right?
Local
there are still
governments
other-
are fine.
There
the
are
schools
still
shut down.
Other
are all the
government
schools
there-
shut
Oh
down?
my God,
Is there anything?
I know it's not owned by the government.
Ruben.
Is there anything substantial
Ruben,
that has happened
there
as
are
a result?
still like state governments.
Yeah. But if the federal government shuts down, what substantially has happened? I haven't noticed any change.
You wouldn't. We live in the place where the government takes its money from.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Now he's going forth. Otherwise, the Lord's gonna kick his ass. And then
As is tradition.
yes. Then the king arose and sat in the gate. And they told unto all the people, saying, Behold!
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 The king doth sit in the gate. And all the people came before the king, for Israel had fled every man to his tent. And all the people were at strife throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, The king saved us out of the hand of our enemies, and he delivered us out of the hand of the Philistines, and now he's fled out of the land for Absalom.
Wait, you have 4 Absalom?
Yes.
I have from Absalom.
Wow. Those are
What?
completely different
Those are complete
sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have from Absalom.
Yeah, from Absalom.
They also really like how it started with the king got up and took his seat, and it had to tell us that the people were like, hey, look, the king is sitting there.
Antisocial Atheist says TSA has not been showing up to work. Yeah, good.
Oh, they're not getting fucking paid.
Yeah, of course
Why
they're
would
not
they go
getting
to work if
When
they're
they
getting
do.
paid?
But
when they are going to work, they're
Frankly,
not getting paid.
When I was young, when I was younger, like, you know, before 9/11, and I would go on an airplane, I didn't have someone who came up to me and fondled my balls after I've just gone through, like, a cancer machine, and I didn't have to take my shoes off, and nobody else did either. Everything was just fine. No planes were blowing up. It's cool. I am perfectly okay with the TSA not being there at all.
Yeah, I understand.
There's a lot of government agencies that are alphabet agencies that I don't know what the hell they do, but they don't impact my life, and oh well, they're not getting funded.
I'm not going anywhere, so staying right here.
This is a safer place.
I would.
If I went anywhere, we wouldn't be Milwaukee atheists.
That's right.
Well, I would go more places if it weren't for the TSA.
No, you fucking wouldn't.
Oh yeah, I would.
No,
I
you
just
wouldn't.
really don't like it when they like fondle your junk when you're just trying to take a trip.
I don't think you care that much. I think honestly, it's the laziness factor because it's laziness factor for me. So
that's basically it for me.
what are you saying, Iowan?
Some people would consider having their balls fondled before a trip as a bonus.
Yeah. Seriously, Ruben.
It's a perk.
Look,
You gotta be more sensitive.
I'm not saying that you can't have a government agent whose job it is to
Are we gonna
fondle
finish
your
this
balls
chapter ever?
if you want to get your balls fondled.
I don't know. Fucking Ruben, what were you doing before you fucking got here?
Sleeping.
He didn't get to have his rant with me before we do anything today. He usually
fucking
comes
next
over with his rant agenda.
Next time,
Anyway.
have your rant agenda. Have it
Done.
with Chris.
He fled out of the land for Absalom.
Okay.
And Absalom, whom we anointed for us, is dead in battle. Now, therefore, why speak ye not a word of bringing the king back? And King David sent to Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, saying, Speak unto the elders of Judah, saying, Why are ye the last to bring the king back to his house? Seeing the speech of all Israel is come to the king, even to his house, ye are my brethren, ye are my bones and my flesh. Wherefore, then, are ye the last to bring back the king? And say ye to Amasa, Art thou not of my bone and of my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me continually in the room of Joab. And he bowed the heart of all the men of Judah, even as the heart of one man, so that they sent this word unto the king, Return thou and all thy servants. So the king returned and came to Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to go to meet the king, to conduct the king over Jordan.
Wonderfully written.
Amazing. Beautiful.
Yes.
It's poetic.
It must have been
Yes.
at one point in some language.
Pre-major translation error, this was beautiful.
Yes.
And Shimei, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, which was of Bahurim, hasted and came down with the men of Judah to meet King David.
Like everybody else did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were 1,000 men of Benjamin with him, and Ziba the servant of the house of Saul, and his 15 sons, and his 20 servants with him. And they went over Jordan before the king, and there went over a ferry boat to carry over the king's household, and to do what he thought good. And Shimei, the son of Gera, fell down before the king as he was come over Jordan, and said unto the king, Let not my lord impute iniquity unto me, neither do thou remember that which thy servants did perversely the day that my lord the king went out of Jerusalem, that the king should take it to his heart. For thy servant doth know that I have sinned, therefore, behold!
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 I am come the first this day of all my house of Joseph to go down to meet my lord the king.
So hold on. So this guy he seems apologetic for being, I guess, who he is. He's talking about his own guilt.
Being who he is.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I remember Shammai from before, but I forget the context it was in.
Yeah, I completely forgot about this character.
No, because it was not that. It was last week we went over him. At
Yeah,
least a little bit.
But still completely forgot about this character.
Yeah, who the fuck he even is.
He's important. How could you forget?
Was he just? I don't fucking remember. Someone in the chat will probably tell us. Because I have already forgotten. I remember coming across the name.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't see it.
He's just like a brother of David or a friend of David.
Is he?
Oh, he's one of David's bros.
Did he turn his mic up?
Shammai was the guy who was cursing at David and throwing stones at him. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
there we go.
guy.
Yeah, okay. That guy who
Yeah.
popped in for like a little bit. Yeah.
I remember him.
He was the crazy guy.
He was just this nuts guy. Oh, I'm out of battery.
That's exactly why I saw the flicker.
Out of battery. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I saw a flicker.
Would you like me to read for you?
For a moment.
Okay. So, he seems very apologetic for throwing rocks at him, and this is like a good while afterwards too. Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, answered, "Shall not Shammai be put to death for this, because he cursed the Lord's anointed?" And this was after. So I think Shammai was angry because David had just like killed a good portion of his family, right?
You're good.
Yeah, well, he was related to Saul.
Right. Okay.
And
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he was all pissed, and
David though went out of his way not to persecute Saul's family, and people just did it anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know he liked Saul enough. He was like, I see you as like a shitty dad, and then his son Jonathan, he fucking loved Jonathan.
Oh yeah, he did.
Him and Jonathan, they were
had a
doing.
bond.
Yeah, they were doing some stuff.
They were getting it on regularly.
Like they just stood in each other's presence naked like bros do.
Yeah.
I mean what's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with
They're
that.
just hanging out.
They're just hanging out. Don't shame anybody.
Yes.
All right, so
So,
22.
and David said, "What have I to do with you, ye sons of Zeruiah, that ye should this day be adversaries unto me? Shall there any man be put to death this day in Israel? For do not I know that I am king this day over Israel?" Oh, shit. Therefore the king said unto Shimei, "Thou shalt not die." And the king sware unto him, and now he's immortal. And Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and had neither dressed his feet, nor trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes from the day the king departed until the day he came again in peace.
And let's remember, Mephibosheth is the one that is like lame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And also very stanky at this point.
very
Probably,
strange.
yeah.
And it came to pass, when he was come to Jerusalem to meet the king, that the king said unto him, "Wherefore wentest not thou with me, Mephibosheth?"
Yeah.
Mine says, "Why didn't you go with me, Mephibosheth?"
Yeah, mine also says that. Why do you not go with me? But
Why would you even ask?
Yeah,
It's
he's crippled.
obvious. He's crippled.
Yes.
I think this is pretty funny. It's like it's in plenty of comedies, plenty of movies, but it's like when there's someone in a wheelchair and they're like, "Come on, get up, let's go."
Yeah. And
And
they just stare at him like blank. Come on, I can't.
Really? Come on, man.
And if Mephibosheth doesn't answer in this chapter, because you didn't pick me up, you didn't have anybody carry me with you, then this is just, it's BS. There's just no way that this is true.
Well, and he answered, "My lord, O king, my servant deceived me. For thy servant said, I will saddle me an ass, that I may ride thereon, and go to the king, because thy servant is lame. And he hath slandered thy servant unto my lord the king. But my lord the king is as an angel of God. Do therefore what is good in thine eyes. For all of my father's house were but dead men before my lord the king. Yet didst thou set thy servant among them that did eat at thine own table. What right therefore have I yet to cry any more unto the king?" And the king said to him, "Why speakest thou any more of thy matters?"
Okay, I have why speak any more of your affairs. And the interesting thing is he asked him, "Hey, why didn't you go with me?"
I know.
He told them why he didn't. And then he's like, why are you still talking, man? Who fucking asked you?
"I have said, thou and Ziba divide the land." And Mephibosheth said unto the king, "Yea, let him take all, for as much as my lord the king is come again in peace unto his own house." And Barzillai and the Gileadite came down from Rogelim and went over Jordan with the king to conduct him over Jordan. Now, Barzillai was a very aged man, even 80 years old.
That means 80.
Yep.
Nice.
And he had
Fourscore, Jesus.
80 years old.
Yep.
And he had provided the king of sustenance while he lay in Mahanaim, for he was a very great man. And the king said unto Barzillai, "Come thou over with me, and I will feed thee with me in Jerusalem." And Barzillai said unto the king, "How long have I to live, that I should go up with the king to Jerusalem? I am this day 80 years old."
I'm sure he said that.
It's my birthday.
Yep.
And yours said he was a great man. Mine said he was very wealthy.
Wow.
Ooh.
I guess that's what determines whether you're a great man or not in the KJV.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Doesn't that
He
just
was
make
great.
sense?
He knew all the best words.
I have the best words.
Yeah, it's pretty garbage. Nobody would ever be like, "Oh yeah, I don't want all that free shit."
That's true.
Nobody.
I do. I don't
You-
want any more
that-
free shit.
Look, it's like
I mean, it
either you
depends on
starve to death at 80 in the desert because you can't work the fields at 80.
Well, that's true. Also,
That's why he's alive.
It depends on what the free shit is.
Yeah.
There's some free shit that I don't want because it's just
One
shitty. Why would I take it?
elephant.
Hey, one free beheading.
Yeah, I'm good,
Yeah.
thanks. Maybe a little later after the show.
Well, I mean, if we ever went to the Middle East and any of them
That's
knew
true.
that we were not
yeah, that's
into
true.
the whole Muhammad thing,
into the whole Muhammad thing.
we might get beheaded. They'd still
Probably
do
would.
that in a number of nations. They
Yeah.
behead
Yeah.
atheists.
We're officially terrorists in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. You hear that?
Really?
Yeah.
We are terrorists in Saudi Arabia.
Because that's like written down for them. Like
Wow.
all atheists are terrorists.
Wow.
Their government has declared.
I was threatened with beheading for drawing Muhammad.
I drew Muhammad.
Blasphemy. I drew Muhammad too. Do you remember that Draw Muhammad Day?
Yeah, I remember Draw Muhammad Day.
Early days of YouTube.
Yeah, that's because of that cartoonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Hebdo.
Charlie Hebdo, yeah. All right, I am this day 80 years old. And can I discern between good and evil? Can thy servant taste what I eat or what I drink? Can I hear any more the voice of singing men and singing women? Wherefore then should thy servant be yet a burden unto my lord the king? Thy servant will go a little way over Jordan with the king. And why should the king recompense me with such a reward? Let thy servant, I pray thee, turn back again, that I may die in mine own city, and be buried by the grave of my father and of my mother. But behold,
Behold!
Behold.
thy servant, Chimham.
When I first read it, I thought it said Chim Cham. It doesn't say that, but that's what I read it as initially.
Ken Ham.
Ken Ham.
Ken Ham. Yeah, let's just call him Ken Ham.
Yeah, this is a new headcanon for the Bible.
Absolutely.
No.
In fact, our Bible translation is going to have Ken Ham instead.
Yeah, he's the main character in most things.
Chim Cham. Yeah, it's the what is that? The pre-evolution of Chimchar?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
I don't think that's just what
No,
it's called.
that'd be a butchering of its name. I don't think Chimchar has a pre-evolution.
Ooh.
Could
Okay.
be. You're going to release it as like one of the baby Pokemon.
I thought it was the lowest tier already.
It is. But I mean, fucking like Pikachu initially
Right,
was the
it's
lowest
a starter
tier, but then-
Pokemon. It does
Why
not.
Right,
the fuck are we
you say
talking
you
about
could.
Pokemon
Okay, you're right,
anyway?
you're right.
Okay.
Because we talked about politics for
Behold
20
thy
minutes.
servant Chimham, let him go over with my lord the king, and do to him what shall seem good unto thee.
Do whatever, man.
Yeah. And the king answered, Kenham shall go over with me, and I will do to him that which shall seem good unto me. And whatsoever thou shalt require of me, that will I do for thee. And all the people went over Jordan. And when the king came over, the king kissed Barzillai, and blessed him. Then he returned unto his own place. Then the king went on to Gilgal, and Kenham went on with him. And all the people of Judah conducted the king, and also half the people of Israel. And behold,
Behold.
Behold.
all the men of Israel came to the king, and said unto the king, Why have our brethren the men of Judah stolen thee away, and have brought the king and his household, and all David's men with him over Jordan?
Hold on. Can I just say
That's a good point.
thank you. Can I just say that reading this with Ken Ham instead is just so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of Chimchar.
I don't
Makes
know.
everything better.
It really does.
We haven't found Kent Hovind in here yet.
Not yet.
But we will.
We will.
He's in the Bible.
We'll get a Ken Hovind.
He's probably like that one book after Revelations, which is like...
The one book after Revelations.
Yeah. So they're all pissy that David and all the people are here.
Okay, like I also want to point something out. This
Yeah.
what's his name? Barzillai. His little speech to David, it reeks of just devotional material. Like, I'm so old, and you're so amazing, and here's a servant for you, and all this shit. And it reeks of that. And here's something else, actually. I'm reading a book on the history of the Persian Empire.
Yeah.
And there was a religious group in the land. They have some, weird name, like Darva something. Like, I can't even remember. It's a fairly long, weird name. But they had this tradition of killing their own who were over 70. And if they were... No, they're not more moral. They're still just as immoral. But if they didn't feel that killing them was the right thing to do, they just let them starve. They just wouldn't feed them.
Well, I mean,
because,
that's the nice thing to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just reminded me of that because this guy's like, I'm so old and dingy and 80 years old. So yeah, I just I learned that recently. Wanted everyone else to know that. So there you go.
Well,
You know that now.
thank you for that pertinent information.
You're welcome.
And
Those people used to get killed a lot.
Oh, people died?
Yeah.
Wow, that's news to me.
No.
And all the men of Judah answered the men of Israel, because the king is near of kin to us. Wherefore then be ye angry for this matter? Have we eaten at all of the king's cost? Or hath he given us any gift? And the men of Israel answered the men of Judah and said, We have 10 parts in the king. We have 10 parts in the king.
Got 10 shares.
Yeah, 10 shares is what mine says.
Okay, so they're
Fucking
playing the
investment.
stock market with his body?
I guess.
I guess. And we have also more right in David than ye. Why then did ye despise us, that our advice should not be the first had in bringing back our king? And the words of the men of Judah were fiercer than the words of the men of Israel.
Ooh.
And that's the end of chapter 19. If you're enjoying the stream so far, share,
Yeah. Subscribe if you haven't.
if you haven't.
Yeah, that was chapter 19. Hopefully Chris has the little thing up. Fantastic. Okay. And let's that was a fairly long chapter.
It's 43 verses, but it's
Decent
a
amount of
page
stuff
and a
happened.
half.
Yeah, decent amount of stuff happened. All right, let's jump right into chapter 20.
Chapter 20.
Thank you. Now there happened to be there a worthless man. Do you have Belial?
A man of Belial,
Yep. A worthless man whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, or Bitri, I don't fucking know, a Benjaminite. And he blew the trumpet and said, We have no portion in David, and we have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tents, O Israel.
Woo!
Mine just calls him a troublemaker. It
Ooh,
just
a
says,
troublemaker.
Now a troublemaker named Sheba.
And he just seems very mad that so David did kill a bunch of Benjaminites, right? I think I remember that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
So now they got nothing, and this guy is just, mad about that. So he's off complaining. He's a fucking little troublemaker. That's what he is.
Wasn't Saul a Benjaminite?
I don't remember.
I'm fairly sure that Saul was from the house of Benjamin. Well,
Might have
not
been.
Benjamin himself.
No, I know. Yeah. No.
One of them was. One of these two, Saul or David.
David was from House of Judah.
Right, then it's definitely Saul who was a Benjamite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all the men of Israel withdrew from David and followed Sheba, the son, just all of them from Israel. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Followed
In the last
Sheba.
chapter, they were all ready to follow David, and in this one, this guy's like, "No, I don't like David." And they're like, "Okay, sure."
Oh, all right. Well, if this guy doesn't like David, we
Yeah,
probably shouldn't like him either.
And hey, DB Cisco, thank you.
Yes, thank
The
you,
666.
DB Cisco, for the 666. My
And-
penance for being late. Fuck it, you can't be late to school.
Well, he
And
made up for it.
Yeah, and also he won the T-shirt again.
Yep.
So-
Again.
Yep.
Please enjoy your next T-shirt.
We're gonna
enjoy
have
your next
to
T-shirt.
Your next
design
pile will be
more
on the way
T-shirts.
soon.
I don't even remember which ones I already sent him.
Oh my gosh.
Do we
need
still
more?
have coffee mugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask him if he wants that.
You want a coffee mug instead of a T-shirt?
Well, I mean, I'll fucking. It's a T-shirt giveaway. We'll send him
Okay,
a T-shirt.
well,
I'll message him about
We'll
it.
do a different thing for coffee mugs sometime.
Yeah, we can do a coffee mug giveaway.
Yo,
We could
coffee
spin
mug
a coffee
giveaway.
cup. Oh, it broke.
All right, I still don't know how to pronounce this. Bichri. I don't fucking know. How do you think that's pronounced? Bichri.
Do you have the Hebrew anywhere?
I do not have the Hebrew.
I would be able to tell you if you had the Hebrew.
Okay, well, you're fucking useless.
Thanks for not having that.
I'm just gonna call him Bichri.
Bitch tree.
Bichri. Yep. But the men of Judah followed their king steadfastly from the Jordan to Jerusalem, and David came to the house at Jerusalem. And the king took the 10 concubines whom he had left to care for the house, and put them in a house under guard, and provided for them, but did not go into them. Fantastic. So they were shut up until the day of their death, living as if in widowhood.
Mine actually says had no sexual relations with them.
Ah, well, that's much clearer.
That's straightforward.
So he locked them in this house until the day they died.
He didn't screw him.
No more.
Oh my god, okay. Then the king said to Amasa, "Call the men of Judah together to me within 3 days, and be here yourself." So Amasa went to summon Judah, but he delayed beyond the set time that had been appointed him. And David said to Abishai, "Now Sheba, the son of Bichri, will do us more harm than Absalom. Take your Lord's servants and pursue them, lest he get himself to fortified cities and escape us."
So, it didn't take long for this kingdom, I guess, to devolve into complete civil war.
Yeah.
That was fast.
Like, it took one guy saying, "I don't like that I don't have this," and everyone was like, "Yeah, that guy."
He's right.
He's right. He doesn't have those things.
He should have those things.
That's amusing. And there went out after him Joab's men, and the Sherethites, and the Pelethites, and all the mighty men. They went out from Jerusalem to pursue Sheba, the son of Bichri, when they were at the great stone that is in Gibeon. Amasa came to meet them. Now Joab was wearing a soldier's garment, and over it was a belt with a sword in its sheath, fastened on his thigh. And as he went forward, it fell out. That sucks.
Well,
Garbage sheath.
Mine says something very different.
Oh, what does yours say?
And Joab's garment that he had put on was girdled unto him, and upon it a girdle with a sword, fastened upon his loins, in the sheath thereof, and as he went forth it fell out.
Okay. And?
It's different than in your thigh. If it's in your loins,
yeah.
that means he was holding the sword by his junk, and then it fell out.
Sucks.
Yeah.
That's like you shot yourself in the leg while you pocketed your pistol.
Something like that.
He didn't shoot himself in his leg. He cut his own dick off.
Fuck.
Just fastened to his thigh. And Joab said to Amasa, "Is it well with you, my brother?" And Joab took Amasa by the beard with his right hand to kiss him. That's cute.
Yeah.
So he cuts off his own dick, and then he kisses a guy.
Yes. So
This is the best day ever for him.
This is actually kind of similar to this theme is representative of betrayal. That's why we have the kiss of death when it comes to Judas, and it could be a reference to that. I think there's another time when that kind of kiss happens and then a betrayal happens. So, yeah, when Judas kisses Jesus.
Yeah?
Kiss of death. Betrayal.
Yeah, the mob knows all about it.
Yep. So he took him by the beard with his right hand to kiss him, but Amasa did not observe the sword that was in Joab's hand. So Joab struck him with it in the stomach and spilled his entrails to the ground without striking a second blow. And he died.
Yeah.
Just killed this dude. What a weird course of events. If this was a movie, this would be an awful scene.
Ah, my dick.
Ow, my dick. Come over here.
Get disemboweled.
Like, if I cut off my dick, and then I was really angry, and then I went up to Reuben, kissed him, and then stabbed him.
Pulling his guts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awful. The audience would be very confused.
Maybe it's not meant to say that.
Should we
he
just
cut
do
his
the
own
Bible
dick
as
off.
it is?
Maybe it's not, but
Maybe it's just
Probably
meant
not.
to be like
it fell off,
like,
and he like grabbed it or something. I guess.
He reached into his junk, and he unsheathed his sword.
I guess.
Without being noticed.
But it said that it fell out, so I'm so fucking confused. Anyways, then Joab and Abishai, his brother, pursued Sheba, the son of Bichri, and one of Joab's young men took his stand by Amasa and said, "Whoever favors Joab and whoever is for David, let him follow Joab." What? Whoever favors Joab and whoever is for David, let him follow Joab. So he's asking everybody to follow Joab.
Yeah.
Okay, he could have just said that.
Yeah, well, no, it's the Bible. They can't just say things.
Well, mine says let him go after Joab.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's a little different.
yeah. And Amasa lay wallowing in his blood in the highway, and anyone who came by seeing him stopped. And when the man saw that all the people stopped, he carried Amasa out of the highway into the field and threw a garment over him. When he was taken out of the highway, all the people went on after Joab to pursue Sheba the son of Bichri. And Sheba passed through all the tribes of Israel to Abel of Bethmach, and all the Bichrites. And okay, so Hebrew Berites.
Bichrites.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one says Berites.
Okay. And all the Bichrites assembled and followed him in. And all the men who were with Joab came and besieged him in Abel of Bethmach. They cast up a mound against the city, and it stood against the rampart. And they were battering the walls to throw it down. Then a wise woman called from the city, "Listen, listen, tell Joab, come here, that I may speak to you." And he came near her, and the woman said, "Are you Joab?" He answered, "I am." Then she said to him, "Listen to the words of your servant." And he answered, "I am listening." Then she said, "They used to say in former times, 'Let them but ask counsel at Abel.' And so they settled a matter. I am one of those who are peaceable and faithful in Israel. You seek to destroy a city that is a mother in Israel. Why will you swallow up the heritage of the Lord?" Joab answered, "Far be it from me, far be it that I should swallow up or destroy. That is not true. But a man of the hill country of Ephraim, called Sheba, the son of Bichri, has lifted up his hand against King David. Give up him alone, and I will withdraw from the city." And the woman said to Joab, "Behold!
Behold!
Behold!
His head shall be thrown to you over the wall." Then the woman went to all the people in her wisdom, and they cut off the head of Sheba, the son of Bichri, and threw it out to Joab. So he blew the trumpet, and they dispersed from the city, every man to his home, and Joab returned to Jerusalem to the king. Now Joab was in command of all the army of Israel, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, that's a weird-ass name,
Jehoiada.
Jehoiada, was in command of the Shetherites and the Pelethites, and Adoram was in charge of the forced labor. Fantastic. Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was the recorder, and Sheva was secretary. And Zadok and Abithar were priests, and Ira the Jerite was also David's priest.
So mine says that Sheva was a scribe.
Yeah, recorder. Yeah,
A recorder is a scribe.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a stenographer, but like in some
Gotcha.
ways, yeah.
I mean, scribes had more duties. That's kind of...
They did have more duties.
Yes.
And that is the end of chapter 20. But we seem to be getting some interference.
What again?
Again, some interference, guys.
Behold, I am your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to let all you heathens and sinners know that I support this wonderful episode of Atheist Sunday School. Lawrence and Reuben try their very best to bring you the true glory of the Bible, and they need your help. They have provided links to their Patreon page and other social media just for you. Once again, my name is Jesus Christ, and this is Milwaukee Atheists. The Lord is with them. God bless.
Okay, you're back.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Thank you, Jesus. Jesus just keeps dropping by.
Yeah.
Jesus keeps dropping truth bombs in this stream.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does.
Well.
That is, wow,
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, we are loving this corporate sponsorship.
Good job.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, good old Yehoshua.
how would our guests like to read a chapter?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I am in the New International Version. When I was a minister, this would have been considered the Bible of
Mike
the devil. So anyway, 2 Samuel 21. During the reign of David, there was a famine for 3 successive years. So David sought the face of the Lord. The Lord said, "It is on account of Saul and his blood-stained house. It is because he put the Gibeonites to death." The king summoned the Gibeonites, who obviously weren't dead, and spoke to them. Now
Who obviously weren't dead.
yes, this is because Saul killed them all. Now you call them, and they'll come to you. Now the Gibeonites were not a part of Israel, but were survivors of the Amorites. The Israelites had sworn to spare them, but Saul, in his zeal for Israel and Judah, had tried to annihilate them. David asked the Gibeonites, "What shall I do for you? How shall I make atonement so that you will bless the Lord's inheritance?" The Gibeonites answered, "We have no right to demand silver or gold from Saul or his family, nor do we have right to put anyone in Israel to death." And David said, "Well, what the heck do you want me to do?" "No, what do you want me to do for you?" David asked. They answered the king, "As for the man who destroyed us and plotted against us, so that we have been decimated and have no place anywhere in Israel, let 7 of his male descendants be given to us, and their bodies exposed before the Lord at Gibeon of Saul, the Lord's chosen one." So the king said, "I will give them to you."
So, okay. So they just said, we have no right to call for the death of anyone, but let's call for the death of some people.
Yeah. Also, those people that were dead aren't dead.
And not even the people who wrong them directly. Just
There's
random.
sons, 7 of them.
Oh, mine says 7 men from their house.
Well, yeah. That's,
So that
so
could
7 sons, yeah.
literally mean anything, though. That could be
Like-
like, uncles or fucking cousins or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Grandkids who weren't even born yet when Saul did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Give them over.
And then it should be good. As long as we get to kill 7 of them, great.
We don't have any right to ask for 1 person to be killed, but 7,
That's a different story.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the king spared Mephibosheth, son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the oath before the Lord between David and Jonathan, son of Saul. But the king took Armoni and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons of Ai's daughter Rizpah. So there were 2 Mephibosheths, whom she had borne to Saul, together with the 5 sons of Saul's daughter Merab, whom she had borne to Adriel, son of Barzillai, the Meholathite.
Yeah, that's
handed-
the guy who's 80 years old.
He's an old guy.
His wealth is great, though.
He's a great man.
Oh, yes. He was great and wealthy. He had all the money and all the stuff. He handed them over to the Gibeonites, who killed them and exposed their bodies on a hill before the Lord. All 7 of them fell together. They were put to get death during the first days of harvest, just as the barley harvest was beginning.
Yeah, and that's our background image. Those 7 bodies hung up there.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? 7 beautiful dead bodies.
Great.
It's a wonderful story. This is a story to tell your kids at night.
Absolutely.
Well, they have.
Hashtag blame the Bible.
Well, your kids have to read at least an hour a day from the Bible.
Jeez.
I mean, how else are they going to be saved?
And they'll quiz you on it in the morning, or no breakfast.
Oh my god.
Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it out for herself on a rock. From the beginning of the harvest till the rain poured down from the heavens on the bodies, she did not let the birds touch them by day or the wild animals by night. When David was told what Aiah's son Rizpah, Saul's concubine, had done, he went and took the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan from the citizens of Jabesh Gilead. They had stolen the bodies from the public square at Beth Shan, where the Philistines had hung them after they struck Saul down on Gilboa. David brought the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan from there, and the bones of those who had been killed and exposed were gathered up. They buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in the tomb of Saul's father, Kish, at Zelah and Benjamin, and did everything the king commanded them. After that, God answered prayer in behalf of the land.
Well, so that is definitely not what happened to Saul.
Yeah,
Saul killed himself.
Yeah, Saul killed himself.
How many stories of
He was
Saul's
not
death are there
slain
now?
by the Philistines.
Is this like the 5th time they've changed how Saul died?
No,
I think it would be the 4th. There was one
even
time
under
where
the other interpretation of his death at that point, it wouldn't have been a Philistine. It would have been an Amorite.
Was it an Amorite or an Amalekite?
It was. I think it was an Amorite.
I swear,
Okay,
you guys, it's had 4
either
or 5.
way, yeah. Either way, the whole issue is it didn't ever say that a Philistine killed him. He killed himself in one story.
In another story, somebody had to finish him off.
Hold on, Chris. What's up?
There was a lot to keep up with here. Saul was he was meant to be a bit character, but then he got a couple extra episodes, and they forgot some of the stuff. So, I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't blame him for, the huge textual history of this book, but...
No, it was an Amalekite.
It wasn't Amalekite? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
remember,
also,
the apologetic for that is that the Amalekite lied.
And it also says in chapter 31 of 1 Samuel...
That he fell on his sword.
That, not just that, all the valiant men arose and went all night and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons from the wall of Bethshan and came to Jabesh and burnt them there. And they took their bones and buried them under a tree at Jabesh and fasted 7 days.
So they were already in the city that, okay, so apparently they stole the bones. Okay, that's just whatever.
But he was in Jabesh, he wasn't in Gilboa.
See, while David and them were busy at war, the Philistines snuck in, stole the bones, took them with them. We didn't get that portion. That was supposed to be a flashback, but it didn't show it.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, they say that they stole it from the street of Bethshan, which is not where his bones were buried. His bones were buried under a tree in Jabesh.
Yeah.
So how could they have stolen his bones from a street in Bethshan?
Because somebody already stole them. And then somebody stole from them. And then somebody stole from them. And now it's here because plot.
Just remember, everyone, there are no contradictions in the Bible.
Not a
None.
single one.
None.
It doesn't happen.
Flawless.
Perfect book.
No narrative errors.
No.
Once again, there was a battle between the Philistines and Israel. David went down with his men to fight against the Philistines, and he became exhausted. And Ishbi-Benob, one of the descendants of Rapha, whose bronze spearhead weighed 300 shekels, and who was armed with a new sword, said he would kill David. But Abishai, son of Zeruiah, came to David's rescue. He struck the Philistine down and killed him. Then David's men swore to him, saying, "Never again will you go out with us to battle, so that the lamp of Israel will not be extinguished." So all the men were like, "You're kind of lazy. You put on a few pounds since you became king, David. You don't need to be going into battle with us anymore. You're getting tired." In the course of time, there was another battle with the Philistines at Gob. At that time, Sibbecai, the Hushathite, killed Saph, one of the descendants of Rapha.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Whoa. Mine says, which is which was of the sons of the giant.
Yeah, I have one of the descendants of the giants. How is you said Repa?
Rapha. It's R-A-P-H-A.
Okay, hold on. R-A-P-H-A. I'm going to look that up. You can keep reading.
All right. In another battle with the Philistines at Gob, Elanan, son of Jar, the Bethlehemite, killed the brother of Goliath, the Gittite, who had a spear with a shaft like a weaver's rod. In still another battle which took place at Gath, there was a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He also was descended from Rapha. When he taunted Israel, Jonathan, son of Sameah, David's brother, killed him. These 4 were descendants of Rapha in Gath, and they fell at the hands of David and his men.
So that was really out of place.
I'm still trying to find this whole giant thing.
Like, this entire chapter just seems really out of place in general.
I mean, it is a little bit. It is definitely... pretty much every commentary that I read on this says that this was written at a different time, this entire chapter. And I think then some of the chapters to follow, too. Like, for example, unfolding the Deuteronomistic history. Hold on, I'm gonna... You guys have some commentary while I look for this.
Have you guys looked at the chat at all?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. So, Rapha, sons of Benaiah among the descendants of Saul, one of Benjamin's descendants. It could mean tall or giant. In the Revised Version margin for the ISB, these names are substituted for the giant. 1 Chronicles 20 and 2 Samuel 21. The latter passage states that certain champions of the Philistines who were slain by David's warriors had been born to Rapha in Gath. The text is correct. Rapha is probably an eponym. Originally, the name of one of the Philistines who was of the body Raphaites stood in this text. The plural of this word, or at least a plural of the stem, is Rephaim.
All right.
So basically just a big dude.
Yeah.
Several
Like-
big dudes.
Like good old Goliath.
Yeah.
Goliath.
Yeah.
Could your voice crack any more there?
It probably could have, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't crack more than that, but it could have.
I like in the chat, someone said, God didn't write a book inconsistently. God sent revelations to his best of men. If he sent
yes.
it to his best of men, God doesn't
Obviously.
have the greatest talent pool to choose from.
Amazing. Just the most wonderful dudes.
Like, have you read Tolkien? Tolkien's a better writer
Much
than
better.
most of these guys. And
Makes a more continuous universe. Like,
And-
if there was a god, he sure did explain the living hell out of the guy.
there aren't, like, huge contradictions every few pages in Tolkien.
Yeah,
I'm
because
pretty sure if God existed and was picking the best men, he could do better than this.
like Gandalf was a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of all the writers throughout history that could have written a better book, and God could have technically picked any of those people, and he didn't. It's not the best written book.
No. Not even a little.
No. Where is Trump's ghostwriter when you need him?
Fucking...
You know, honestly, I've read a little bit of The Art of the Deal. It's better written than this.
Oh, that's
Ouch.
sad.
Ouch.
That's sad.
That's a zinger.
Oof.
Yeah. But hey, that's the 3 chapters we wanted to cover this time. And next time, we will be finishing...
Yes, we'll be finishing
Samuel.
2 Samuel. And...
Which
and,
puts us halfway through the Book of Kingdoms. which includes
Yeah.
1st, 2nd
Yeah.
Samuel and 1st, 2nd Kings.
And we're gonna have a guest joining us for next week's episode. David Smalley.
David Smalley.
The host of Dogma Debate.
Wow, I watch that every day.
I know you do. All right, so he's gonna be on here helping us finish off that chapter in this book.
Yeah,
so
We've got the Godless Iowan here right now. Godless Iowan, why don't you shill your channel to our lovely viewers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the Godless Iowan. I spent 10 years as a Pentecostal minister. I got away from the faith, and I now have a YouTube channel, Philosophically Godless. Subscribe to me. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subs by March. I'm currently at about 3,300 and something. So I'm doing pretty well. I've been on this since February, so this has been awesome. So thank you for having me on.
Well, excellent.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And for our viewers, Get Tight equals from Gath. Jonah Epstein's being very helpful in the chat. But what about the part where Goliath dies again?
Did he die twice?
Did he die twice? I don't remember. I remember.
I think there was a point where he recanted how he killed him, and it didn't add up the same. But I don't know that it was done twice.
I don't fucking remember.
Well,
I mean,
anyways,
how many
I know
times did things repeat?
I mean,
How
a
many
lot.
times did
Happens
things
a bunch.
repeat? How many times did things repeat? I'm done.
Also,
Shut up.
David took Goliath's sword, and it's never stated that he ever returned Goliath's
So
sword.
he still has Goliath's sword.
Goliath probably had a big
but
sword.
that's a huge sword.
No wonder he could kill tens of thousands.
Those four were born to the giants in Gath and fall by the hands of David and by the hands of his servants. Yeah, I'm not sure
that's the same one.
I'm not sure that.
It's probably more giants than that.
Well, I mean, probably, because...
They were all giants. It just, they had to talk it up a lot more. We didn't just kill all these people. They were giants.
Yep.
And they had 6 fingers and 6 toes on each hand and foot,
As is tradition.
as is tradition.
Yeah. But that's going to be the end of the show today. If you guys have not seen all the links Nightbot has been posting, you should look at all those links, especially our Patreon and our Teespring and our Twitter and our Facebook.
Yeah, I modded those. Rachel made a suggestion to say "behold" at the beginning of them, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just do that." And sometimes,
Oh, did you mod them?
yeah, I modded them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they just say "behold" now sometimes, and you know what? It synced up once. It was fantastic. You guys
Good.
said "behold," and then it said "Facebook behold." It was
Perfect.
pretty good.
That's fucking nifty, man.
Thanks.
You know what else is nifty? All the people who keep buying us books.
Oh, yeah, on our Amazon wishlist link that pops up occasionally
Yeah,
and is also in the description. Amazing.
yeah.
Oh, speaking of amazing, DB Cisco with another 666.
Good job.
Praise be to Satan.
Praise be.
Hail Caesar.
Well, thanks for topping us off for the day.
Yes, definitely. And aside from that, we will see you.
Next Sunday!
Hold on for DV Cisco. There you go.